haven't been home yet. We are on our way back down into Oklahoma to pick up a load to go back towards Georgia. So, a lot of fun this is going to be. I'm working off of what we call recaps, where the hours that I ran last week are being recycled so I can run this week. So, I want to talk about recaps, how they can save you or they can bury you. Recaps give you hours where you can continue running to make loads and still make an income while you're out here on the road. Sometimes running recaps make load distances shorter. So, how they can save you is you're on a load and you're close to the end of your 70, but it's a good load. You can go back. You can look at how many hours you got coming back at midday. That's when you recycle your hours. If you run your whole day, your 11-hour clock, your 14-hour clock, and stuff like that, then at midnight, you pick up, you gain, you lose, you gain, you lose hours at midnight. So look at your hours. Okay, I get 9 hours back at midnight. I know I can cruise for 8 of those. Well, you average 8 hours at 50 miles an hour, and it's how you average things in the trucking industry. Always base it off of the slowest highway speed that you can go. A lot of states, it's 40 mile an hour. So we do a happy medium. We base it off of 50 miles an hour. So 8 hours at 50 miles an hour, you can go 400 miles. 400 miles can be the distance of crossing the whole great state of Mississippi and into Alabama. It's a give or take situation. So start looking. Okay, I gained 8 hours. I gained 9 hours tonight. I gained 10 hours tomorrow night, and this, that, and everything else. Okay, so I'm going to be able to go from the West Coast to somewhere into Texas. We're just going to use the I-10 corridor, one of the longest corridors. So I can go somewhere into Texas before I've got to shut down, and I got to reset my clock, because now I've only got 4 hours coming back. I got 2 hours coming back. I got this coming back. I got, it varies on how many hours you drive and you work. So you got plenty of time on the road to throw a 34-hour reset in it, so you make it all the way to, say, San Antonio. Time for a reset. So you go to the truck stop, go get a shower, go do your laundry, and then you just sit and relax. You're not pushing for a whole 34 hours. No moving the truck. Get some business done, get laundry done and stuff like that, and actually eat a decent meal if you stop at a decent truck stop. Where I stop in San Antonio, I'm gonna hang out with my mother and father, because we're not too far from San Antonio. But it gives you a chance to go down the highway, continue making your mileage and your pay, but the minute you stop and you have to reset, no more mileage, you're not moving, so you're not making turning, you ain't earning is a phrase commonly used in the trucking industry. But it happens. You have to stop. You have to take a break. You have to get out of this cab and walk around and look at a different scenery other than miles and miles of miles and miles. So that's the bonus to that. That's the plus to running recaps. Now, the negative to running recaps is, well, you started the week out, you're running on caps. You got 4 hours back last night. You got 9 hours, you got 4 hours that came back last night. Okay, I can do 200 miles. I know I can do 200 miles. I can get 200 miles down the road, and then I gotta stop. And then continue the day sitting around, get out of the truck, walk around, get a shower, do whatever you need to do. But if you're on one of those time constrained runs, here comes the possibility of, well, I may have to give up this gravy run because I'm low on hours. I may have to give that because of being low on hours, and now I'm short to, well, I've got 6 hours coming back tonight. Well, I can run 250 miles tomorrow, so on and so forth. Okay, so they swap you out, and then you run that 250 miles to ship a receiver, whatever you got to do with the trailer that you get swapped out with. And then, all right, I got a good clock for tonight coming back. We got 9 hours coming back, but the next night I only got 4 hours in it. So I'm gonna take advantage. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna run 8.5 hours, and I'm gonna stop. And hopefully dispatch is paying attention, knowing that I only got 4 hours coming back the next night. Well, dispatch doesn't pay attention that you only got 4 hours coming back next night. You've already let everybody know that, hey, I'm low on hours, this, that, and everything else. It becomes a problem. Well, why didn't you tell me? Well, I did let you know, hey, I'm running my recaps. You should be able to look at my truck, look at my hours. It goes back to that line of communication that I was telling you about. Back in episode 3. It comes down to, what are you doing, Missouri? Okay, Missouri just slowed down for no reason. But it comes back to the line of communication. If you've got great communication and your DM doesn't, then you're on the wrong board. But communicating and they're not reciprocating, this is where you start losing miles. Oh, I bet he slowed down because he seen the phone lit up. I thought you could make this load OTD. Well, no, I can't make this load OTD. I told you this when I sent in my message. No, I can't make this OTD because I'm running recaps and only get 4 hours back. Well, now I got to find a repower. So you go your 4 hours down the road. Remember, 50 miles an hour, so you go 4 hours down the road, that's 200 miles. So you go your 200 miles down the road, and you get there, no repower.
US 166 is closed. Switching to a new route.
Thank you, Garmin. So you get to the next truck stop, and they don't have repower there. You get 2 hours back. Well, let's see. Okay, 2 hours. That's 100 miles. Okay, I can run 100 miles. Okay. now I'm way behind the 8 ball on this run, and now I'm going to have a service failure on this run because, you know, I'm low on hours. Lo and behold, you get to the next truck stop, there's another truck with your company name on it, and you're thinking, cool, I have a repower, a swap. Somebody else is going to continue this run for me, and now I can stop and do a reset. Well, he's not there for you. You wasted 45 minutes of his time talking to him. You wasted 45 minutes of your time trying to get shit figured out. And so it comes down to, it starts burying you behind the 8 ball, and more pool balls gets tapped right on top of you. So you're going down the highway trying to get ahead of the game. You know you're stuck on this load. You do what you can. You get a service failure. Not your fault if you've been communicating. You can go back on to the well, you know, I've been communicating because I'm out of hours, I'm low on hours, I can't run very far. You know, y'all need to step up the game on making sure that I have a swap, a relay. Excuse me, sorry. So it buries you behind the 8 ball on some things. So always pay attention when you're stuck in the loop of, well, I'm going to be running recaps. Well, are my recaps going to be good enough to where I can continue and make sure that I'm providing for my family for the stuff that I need? Do you see a turn signal there, flatbed? I was going slow enough. So, another thing about recaps that's good and bad all at the same time is you can get out of, if you have a good enough DM, you can get out of a load you really don't want to pull. Go to a place that you really don't want to go. And because that's the only load that they've got, well, you know, I'm low on hours and I don't think I'm going to make OTD on that, so I'm gonna reset. Okay, so they have to play the game of chess and give it to the next guy while you reset. No, you're not making any money, like I said, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly of it, but you're able to go somewhere else. This light's probably going to change on me. It is. You're able to go somewhere else other than the place where you didn't want to go, which in the long run could be a good thing. Like I said, sometimes it has its benefits, sometimes it has its not so great benefits. You can lose money running recaps. You can lose money having to stop and reset, as well as you can make money while running recaps. You can make money while doing a reset. Because sometimes when you're doing a reset, and this happens a lot, quite a bit for the company I drive for, hey, we know you're on a reset, but can you babysit this trailer? What do you mean babysit the straddle? Oh, we're gonna have a guy. He's gonna come get your load, and he's gonna bring his load to you, and we're gonna have you babysit it until the next truck in line that gets close to you that can haul it that has an empty. When he gets empty, he's gonna come over and take that load off you, and then that will give you an empty for when you come off of your reset. And we'll throw you an extra $75. So, pros and cons of running recaps. Now, I have friends. That's all they do. That is all they do is run recaps for 2 weeks. They start. They have their regular 70-hour week, but they're out the door day one. They've ran 11 hours. They have 11 hours coming back on the 8th day, and it just continues and continues and continues and continues and continues. Okay, so and that's why they're out for 3 weeks before they go home, and then they go home, they take time off, and they relax, and then they start the process all over again. Now, in my position, what I do for the company, we run 10 and off 2 to 3. 10 days out, off 3. Because that's technically how it works. So, now, being that this is the first, this is week 2. Yes, week 2. Week 2 of me being out on the road, running recaps, low on hours, but I have some decent recaps coming back. So I'm picking up a load in Oklahoma, and I'm going to the West Coast and going to Georgia. Is it going to help me? Yes. Is it going to hinder me? Yes. I have both sides of the coin on my situation, because yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's not going to hurt, because I'm continuing and I'm making a paycheck. I'm earning what I need to make sure that when I do take time off, that I have cushion to take that time off. A lot of brake lights up ahead. Probably a big truck up there turning. So, all in all, if you're out here on the road and you're running and you're new to the business, you want to know how this works, this is how it works. Okay, yeah, that's what it works. Green truck is pay attention to your hours. Make sure that you at least, if you can run 8.5 hours a day, this is what I've been told. If you can run 8.5 hours a day and then shut down, you'll never not have any hours. You'll always constantly have hours, so you can run recaps. You can run and continue to run down the highway. Continue making a living. I'm one of those that if I can roll, I'm gonna roll. If I have to stop, then I stop. And for those who've been following for a while and that have seen my road vlogs, this is how I am. I run till I can't run no more, and like I told my driver manager, or my flight attendants as I call them, that keep me on the road, is I prefer to reset at home. Okay. Sometimes, and my DM said this, sometimes it's out of their control. Loads just ain't moving, loads ain't doing. I have to reset. But they're going to try to make it to where I'm not resetting every weekend or resetting all the time out on the road. But resetting on the road, and I had an issue with this at one time, where resetting on the road, well, that was your home time. No, that's not home time. That's, I worked my butt off and I ran out of hours and I had to reset under a load before I could go on down the highway with it. Now you need to get me home. I've done a reset. I reset my hours, did my 34-hour reset on a Tuesday night into Thursday morning. And I was home Friday. My DM at the time didn't like that, and he tried to push the envelope on it, and I was like, no. I told you I wanted to be home this specific day. I told you that I'm going to push until I can't push no more, but I need to be home this day so I can take my time away from the truck, time away from being out on the road, and be with my family. I have a family. And I'm going to tell you, this did cause issues between me and kids, and some issues between me and Witch. And so I went to powers to be, and I was like, look, he's not doing his job properly for me. He's not working for me like I need him to. And the powers to be were like, well, let's do something different. So we went and did something different. We went with a different DM. I sat down and I made my plan with that DM. I was like, I'm going to give you this many days and this many days only, and you get me home. Okay, cool. So I went, and at this time we were living close to the yard, close to the terminal. So I would run from Oklahoma City to Ontario, California, LA, places like that. I'd have a reload. I'd unload at noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon their time, and I would reload at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. their time, go to the Ontario truck stop, turn around, get on the road the next morning, and come right back to Oklahoma City. That's all I did. I would go 1,300 out, 1,300 back, 2,600 miles that week, go home for the weekend. It was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Went on vacations, went and did things with the family, and life was good. Financially, we were set. Well, then that DM changed to the safety department, and I went to a different board, and they were like, hey, you know, we'll put you over here. We'll have you doing this. Okay, cool. You know. Well, one thing they didn't stipulate is being on salary is doing what I was doing. I had to be active the whole week. Oh, we ain't got nothing. You're not doing any reaper recoveries. They didn't explain it. I got a big head, and this comes down to what happened. The reason why I left Wright Miller the first time is I didn't suck on my pride. I could have said, hey, it's not working out because there's not enough this, there's not enough that. You didn't fully explain what I was going to be doing. what you need to do for your family. Make sure that life is good. Make sure life is financially sound for yourself by taking care of your clock,